Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I am going to be talking about why Final Fantasy VI is my all-time favourite video game. So if you're here for a new sort of game and what game should you play now, then this probably isn't for you. But if you're looking to go back and play some retro games which have really good storylines, then I'm going to explain why Final Fantasy VI is my go-to game. So Final Fantasy VI was released in 1994, so it does have 2D graphics, and if you're not a fan of turn-based and 2D, then this game is not going to be for you. But this game hits places that no other game has ever hit before, and it hit me right in my heart. So what I mean is it deals with so many issues in depth in such a respectful and dignified way. I've never seen a video game do this before, and I don't think I have since. I mean, it's groundbreaking. It's a really not forgettable game. Like, you can't forget it even if you tried. Some nights I go to sleep and then I think, oh, maybe I should restart playing Final Fantasy VI. And I've done that before now. I've woke up in the middle of the night and gone, yes, I want to play Final Fantasy VI. I'm gonna load that up. So let's first of all take a look at some of the characters in Final Fantasy VI. Starting off with Terra. Terra is the main character, and yes, she is one of the first female video game lead roles. And this is exciting, not because she's a female, and that's the only reason, is because it was handled so well. She starts off in such a frightful and insecure place. She doesn't know what's happening. She doesn't know anything really. She's lost all her memories. She just knows she's very powerful, but she's scared to use those powers, and she finds out, and we're looking at her through her eyes, so we get to experience everything that she experiences. And by the end of the game, she is fully blossomed into an amazing, in-depth character. And she goes through so many trials and tribulations. It's crazy to think of that it's not the main storyline, but it's part of the main storyline. But she also has side plots going on, and you find that with every character in Final Fantasy VI. And it doesn't hinder the main storyline. It really helps. And I can't think of another video game where they've done this so well. So let's move on to Locke. He's the second character that you meet, and you think that he should be the main character because he has all the traits of a main character. He's strong, he's reliable, he's funny, he's witty, he's a thief, but he's not a thief, he's an adventurer. He doesn't like being called a thief, but that's literally his job class. And he's relatable, and Terra's relatable too, but you grow a lot more with Terra than you do with Locke. And you find that he does also have a tragic backstory, but it no way gets in the way of the main story plot. If anything, it makes it better, because you have these bonds with all the characters, and they all talk to each other about their past, and they're there as friends to pick each other up when they're down. And it's just done in a way that really sort of melts my heart, and I can't describe it any other way. Next, let's have a look at the third character you meet, which is Edgar. And instead of enrolling him in another, it's a romantic sort of relationship, they then dissect it apart and look at the brotherly love aspect of the game. They deal with, and I don't mean this just for Edgar, but they deal with love, death, romance, issues on a personal level. They deal with everything in this game. And with Edgar, he is separated from his brother, and he has these sort of feelings of he's my blood family, and I want to be there for him, but he's his own person. And it's that sort of feeling that hits you hard, because it's really relatable, and it's not really sad. It's not sad for the sake of being sad. It's just very relatable. You can see where he's feeling. He wants to be the best, but you find that he's very flirtatious. But the best thing about this is he doesn't push boundaries. when he can see he's annoying somebody, he'll just stop. He won't continue on and pester them. He's not like a sex pest. He literally flirts with a woman, and then when he sees she's slightly uncomfortable, he'll just stop it there and then. And his good personality traits is that he's very smart and very cunning, but he doesn't use that to lure women. He literally uses that to be a better person. He's a king, and he abandons that to help people in need, not to help like his friends. He doesn't really know these people. He just knows that they're people in need, and he knows that he's made his kingdom so well that they can manage by themselves, but if they need him, he's there for them too, and he's there to help people. And I just love that about this game, is that everybody isn't just about themselves. Oh, me, it's all about my storyline. They all share equal aspects of the game, and there's so many different characters. For example, Sabin is Edgar's brother, and we finally meet up with him, and he's got his own story, but he doesn't want to be a main character. He would be no good leading people. Like, Locke and Edgar are very good leaders. They don't need another leader. But that's where Sabin comes in. He knows that he's strong and he can help out, and he fits in perfectly with the dynamic. Same as Setzer. He again is quite flirty, but he has his own issues, and I mean, he's a massive gambling addict, and he knows his issues, and that's how he deals with his past. Everyone has different coping mechanisms, and they show this thoroughly throughout the game, and I can't describe enough that it accepts everybody for who they are, and their bad aspects as well as their good aspects. They show people how they can change. Yeah, Setzer doesn't really get over his gambling addiction, but he makes really, really good friends. When, first of all, when you meet him, he's like, he doesn't really have a side in the war. He just wants to survive and do his own thing. He's like a lone wolf. He doesn't like being around people. But by the end of the game, he has this bond with people that he didn't think that he'd have again if you follow his backstory. Then you've got Strato, Realm, and Shadow, and they're all related in a very intricate way. And I don't want to give spoilers, but their stories are deeply, deeply connected, but you don't figure that out straight away. It leads you down the path, and some of these storylines and side missions are completely skippable. You can completely miss them the first time around, and everybody's playthrough is unique to them because they learn certain things that other players just don't learn unless you're playing it like with a guide. But I don't recommend that. You need to play it as you would play it as the main character. And every single person, like Cyan, for example, he is the moody and gloomy one, but he takes really, really, really well to Gao, who is like a wild child, and he sees aspects of himself in there, and everybody just has their own roles to play. So everybody interacts very, very well. They have like contradicting personalities. They have personalities that literally clash. They have personalities that go well together, and as a whole dynamic, it really does work. And that's the main sort of characters. Yeah, I've missed out a lot of main characters, but I don't need to mention every single one of them for you guys to understand how good this game is. The next thing I also want to talk about is the villain in this game. How often do you play a game where the main villain actually wins? And this isn't the end of the game. This is like halfway through the game, kind of, almost towards the beginning. He wins. The world gets destroyed. Obviously it's not the end, but how many games back in 1994, or how many movies in 1994 do you know where the main villain wins? There's none. I can't think of one. There might be one or two, but this was done in such a way, it just sort of hit me like completely left field. I was not expecting that, and that is why it's like, wow, okay. Also, his laugh. His laugh is iconic. It's done in such a way. I know that the graphics and the sounds weren't perfect on the SNES, but wow, his laugh will forever creep me out because he is actually believable as a bad guy, and he's a clown. And I'm not saying all clowns are bad guys, but this was done before the whole clown trope, like before the clowns became, oh, they're not that terrifying. It was done in a way where he's not looked at as a clown, because he actually fulfills his objectives, and he does it extremely well. He gives the party that we're playing with a chance to sort of feel anger and feel the rage and the hatred and the sadness, and it gives you a chance to really, really, really dislike Kefka. Also, with his laugh, those sounds, the theme songs, everything related to Kefka, you know he's there, you know he's coming, you know when it's going to be a bad moment, and you can feel it in your guts because the sounds are there and they hit a place. And talking about sounds, we're on about the opera, like that hit me harder than I thought. I can't describe, and I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but when you find out that one of the characters gets lured into an opera and she has to sing, and then it really hits home with another character because it reminds him of his dying/dead girlfriend, and she looks the same, sounds the same, it just really hits home. And there's so many good parts to this game, and I haven't even touched the surface, but this is definitely a game with a storyline that has been well thought out. Square has taken so much time developing this game and making it a fully rounded game. Yeah, they put in little tiny snippets that don't need to be in the game, but they make it that much more interesting because it actually relates to one of the characters or something that's going on in the game. And again, these are really, really easily missable, but it just adds to that depth. I don't know what more I can say, but this game is purely amazing. It breaks all sorts of boundaries. It completely rethought the way that I view video games. When I think of a good video game, I think of Final Fantasy VI. It has everything in there, minus the graphics. I really hope that one day they do a remake. But it has, the music soundtracks are just breathtaking. Even if they are done with a SNES, they're just, the actual notes, everything on there, it's just so good. The storyline is groundbreaking. Well, as a main and all the side ones, it deals with everything. It deals with family, friendship, issues, insecurities. It hits you in a place, and if one of the characters doesn't, another one definitely will. It'll drag you in and it'll keep you wanting more. And yeah, I completely agree that sometimes they put things way out of reach on another map, but I enjoy hunting for stuff like that. I get annoyed, but I enjoy it. And it's a lot in a game. You can completely explore the map. You don't have to stay running down a corridor, if you know what I mean. It's not completely linear. You can go and do something else while you're waiting and then come back and finish the storyline. And it's just so compelling. I can't explain this game enough. All I can say is that you need to go and play this game. If you haven't played it, this is a game you need to look into if you can handle the 2D graphics. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I could go on and on and on about the characters and the storyline, and I could go more in depth with the storyline, but I think that this is something that I shouldn't spoil for you guys, especially the ones who want to play Final Fantasy VI. But this is one of the reasons why I just adore Final Fantasy VI and why it's my favourite Final Fantasy. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and please leave a comment down below saying which Final Fantasy is your favourite and why does it hit home and resonate with you. So that's pretty much it from me. Bye!